Monty, this was a very eye-catching story. Why don't you just tell me what happened? Where were you? Why were you there? What were you doing? What did you see?
Yeah. It was. It's a very good, life affirming moment. It's a good description. To get up close to these animals, as you know from some of your own previous work, it's a pretty special feeling, really, and particularly when one of them's in distress. And very important to note, it was me and a whole bunch of other people as well. But I was lucky enough to kind of be first on the scene, as it were. But it was a pod of common dolphins up a place called Old Mill Creek, which is a tributary of the River Dart. And they don't belong up there. There's something wrong when one of them's up there. And we think one of the animals was sick and the others had followed it in. So there was a mother and a calf and we think a big male, and it was the male that stranded. And we managed to get to it, me and a few other people. And to be really up close and personal with these animals, particularly when they're in distress, and your presence potentially can help them and save them and, get them back out where they belong was really special. And over a couple of hours, we managed to sort of turn it around, get its blowhole out of the mud, get it in a sling, and then sort of walk it down a tributary towards the main river. But there was a rather nice moment. It must have been the TV presenter in me, I think, the marine biologist in me, where everyone else dropped away, and it was just me and the dolphin for the last 100 meters or so. And then off it went. Into the ether. It was a great moment, really. And the lovely thing, by the way, if I can just add, was a volunteer effort. So we had the Coast Guard there. We had the lifeboats standing slightly offshore to make sure we were okay. We had volunteers from British Divers Marine Life Rescue. And, often we worry about the world we live in, and we worry about our integrity and our character. And all you had to do was look at that group of people who emerged from nowhere to help that animal look after each other. And it sort of restores your faith in humanity, really. So there we are.
There is something almost indescribable about encountering close up a big animal like that, a mammal that is sentient, and to be aware of being perceived and being watched by another thinking thing is something that stays with you ever after.
It's very true. And they used to say to the old whalers back in the day that you should never look into the eye of a whale, because if you do, you will lose your soul. And actually, my little theory about that is if you look into the eye of a whale, you will never kill another one. And it wasn't good for business that these young apprentices on board looked into the eyes of these animals. And you're absolutely right. That there is I don't want to get all sort of ululating about it. There'll be no ululating. But there's a real connection there. And particularly when it's in distress and you're there to help it. It was really special. It was only a couple of hours, strangely enough. And, but really special. I won't forget it. And I don't think anyone else when he was there.